Good morning. Thank you for joining us at today's monthly Sampai. And this is the first monthly Sampai in 2021. So I want to say Happy New Year to all of you and San and Philo. 明けましておめでとうございます。Feliz Año Nuevo. Nobody? It's okay. May you and your family enjoy much health and happiness throughout this year. Yet everything looks very grim at this moment. We are still facing a frightening pandemic and other serious political, social, economic, and environmental challenges. All of them are coming at us together. Many people are frightened, frustrated, weary, angry, sad, scared, lost, helpless, and depressed. How can we get out of this seemingly hopeless situation? How long are we going to be stuck in this crisis? How can we live our lives positively and joyfully this year? Let me share my thoughts with you. First, I'd like to invite you to see a special artwork which is currently displayed on the gallery wall of Meishu-sama Hall in Misono, Japan. The name of this artwork is Universal Symphony. Universal Symphony. What kind of artwork do you imagine by hearing this Universal Symphony? I'm greatly inspired by this artwork for its beauty and power. It took me to a higher level where I can feel joy and hope for the future. Great artwork is universal and transcendental. Art helps us to connect with invisible without the need for proof or reason. It is usually best to enjoy art more with our hearts than our minds. Since it is currently difficult to visit Misono to view this art, I'd like to show you a beautiful video of it. Please set aside your worries, depressions, appointments, anger, and so on. Instead, try to go into that. Okay, are you ready? Forget appointments. Okay.
Universal Symphony. Universal Symphony is the name of the 22-meter wide Karekami paper screen artwork that Shumei commissioned the artist Toto Akihiko to create for celebrating the 50th anniversary of its independence. This artwork is the largest piece of its kind in history. The path of light expressed by the gold and silver concentric ripple patterns represents the sun and the moon, yin and yang, past and present, and east and west. A pair of dragon turtles glows with the light of prayers, gradually forming a beautiful wave, traveling from east to west and eventually becoming a huge dragon. The deep blue in the center, encircled in white, was created by the fingertips of the artist, Mr. Toto, and 690 members of Shumei, including the president of the organization, Kaicho Sensei. It forms a precious sphere endowed with the energy of many people's prayers for world peace. The dragon turtle is a divine, mystical creature with the head of a dragon and the body of turtle. It is believed to represent the form taken by the spirit turtle immediately before its transformation into a dragon. The two dragon turtles, linked to the sun and the moon, are swimming in the water. The overlapping concentric ripple patterns sparkle and glow in a way reminiscent of the Milky Way. The current of light flowing out from the concentric ripples spin out 3 plum flowers of different designs. One has 5 petals, another has 6 petals, and the third 7. Meishu-sama explained, the number 5 represents the spirit of fire. The number 6 represents the spirit of water, and the number 7, the spirit of earth. All 3 spirits fusing together create all things in the universe. Seeds of light blow in the wind like dandelion seeds. The soaring bluebird, covered with floral patterns, leads the flight of the tufts. The bluebird was inspired by a decorative hair accessory, which Meishu-sama designed.
Thank you. Thank you. The beginning of this video, a beautiful narration, is done by our Hollywood member, Jeanette. Thank you, Jeanette. Well, did you like it? Yes, me too. Now that we have set the mood, I'd like to share with you 5 suggestions for how to live our lives more positively this year. The title of my speech is The 5 Suggestions. The first, focus on the big picture. Remember the higher purpose. When a company is not doing well, we like to earn more profits. They would hire a consultant. The first question of the consultant would be, why you want to make more money? The consultant then asks another question. What is your company's vision? And why should this company exist? Without a higher purpose, a country, organization, business entity, and individual cannot have a meaningful life. A higher purpose is the foundation of a good life. Why do you exist in this world? What is your purpose of life? When I was young, I was strongly motivated to study and work hard towards my goal. I wanted to be successful by getting into a good company to make a decent amount of money so that I can feed my family and help others. I wanted to be a good, diligent, kind, and honest person like my parents. I was proud of myself. That is until I found Shumei. When I was 20 years old, I was introduced to Meishu-sama's words that each of us is created by God for higher purpose, which is to create heaven on earth. True happiness is found in helping others to be happy. I was totally blown away by this idea. It forced me to realize how I was living my life merely for myself. Over time, his words transformed me. I became more and more focused on a purpose beyond myself. Whenever I became tired or depressed, I reminded myself about why I needed to exist in this world. The big picture and higher purpose always help me to stay focused. Number 2, know that God gives each of us a unique mission with special characteristics and talents. This is from Meishu-sama's teachings. Quote, God gives each individual a unique mission in this world. He gives them special characteristics and special talents. He gives them physical existence and takes it away again. And he makes us all move ever forward toward the ideal object of eternity. Good and evil, war and peace, destruction and creation. All of these are necessary process for this ongoing evolution. End quote. Human beings are social animals. We cannot exist alone we need family, friends, and community. We need to love and be loved. Each of us is special because each of us is created by the Supreme Creator. We are all one family, brothers and sisters, to each other, regardless of differences in our skin color or the language that we speak. Life is more enjoyable when we respect the differences between each other rather than object to each other. It is best to appreciate the uniqueness of each other. When we can, we are in the heaven on earth. It is up to you to create heaven on earth. It starts in your own consciousness. Number 3, surrender to the divine and go with the flow of the universe. Many of us are afraid of COVID-19 and are searching for protection from the virus. We are waiting for a mighty vaccine to save us. But remember, we did the same thing with the other viruses, such as the influenza. We created vaccines to try to eliminate them. Are we successful? Or how about the common cold? Have we ever been able to create a vaccine to overcome it? No, the influenza stays with us and constantly mutates and kills tens of thousands of people every year. The best way to protect us from these epidemics is to strengthen our own inner life force energy and immune system. Go back to the source of your existence, which is the divine. God designed all creatures to be self-sustainable. As long as we take good care of us, we are most likely to stay healthy and strong. And that includes maintaining a good relationship with eternity. In this chaotic period of time, people seem more inclined to hate and demonize those whom they view as different from them. I believe it is partly caused by heavy dependence on internet news. They are very much controlled by big tech companies and a small number of individuals. I don't also trust the mainstream media either. Their contents are heavily tainted by their advertisers and investors. You know what? When you hate and demonize others, do you know what happened to you? You damage your good genes. So damage on you is bigger than the damage on them. I believe we can become more decent, balanced, and respectful by reducing our dependency on the internet and mainstream news. So what can we do? Myself, I'm constantly taking care of my body, mind, and the spirit. This is especially important to do during this difficult time when so much negative energy is overshadowing the entire human race. I walk every day, usually under direct sun. Jay and I often shop at the farmer's market for fresh fruits and vegetables. We cook our meals together, and then we enjoy our meals in a pleasant atmosphere. Of course, our days include lots of joy, as well as reading Maestama's teachings and other spiritual books. I try to stay positive and excited about working to create a better world for all of us. Other beneficial things you can do include meditation. How many like meditation? Good. Yoga, dancing, painting, gardening. Okay, gardening, especially touch the soil. More than ever, this is a good time to focus on your inner spirit. Number 4, become a good team member. Each of us belongs to many different groups or teams. A good team wins games, which makes each player happy. But even when they lose games, still they are happy. One of the most significant factors to becoming a good team is to build good relationships among each player. Caring for each other and focusing on the goal of the whole group is the key to success. If one focuses only on his or her accomplishments while neglecting that of the other members of the team, this team will most likely lose. Here is an example of the power of having united force. There was an experiment at the MIT in the United States on what makes a group more efficient. They teamed up hundreds of volunteers into many separate groups and then gave a problem for each group to solve. They compared the speed of solving a problem between the different groups. They found 3 factors that makes a group more efficient. Number 1, encouraging a high degree of social sensitivity to each other, which means that each member cares for other members of their group. And number 2, giving equal time to each other with no one dominating the others by talking too loud. Number 3, I don't know why, but including more women in the group. When there is a high degree of social connectedness with each other, ideas flow and grow. The group becomes efficient. We can apply this principle to our family, company, country, and the whole world. If we do, it will flourish. In order for a company or country to succeed, what we need to do is not super bright star. Instead, we need to build a culture that embraces everyone is important. I would suggest we pay attention to our relationships with the people in our groups and teams, such as our own family, friends, homeowners association, co-workers, and so on. Finally, number 5, remember that youth are our future. I believe children are given to us from the future. Each child belongs to not only to his or her immediate family, but also to all of us. They give us joy in the present and hope for the future. Of course, they can give us headaches and troubles too. I'm very grateful that Jane and I are blessed by 2 wonderful daughters. But I must confess that I went through my own inner challenges when trying to become a better father. I knew I needed to respect my children as human beings, but I expected them to think and do things as I thought right. That became a pressure on them from me. Eventually, I struggled to grow out of my own small shell. I felt sorry that I caused so much pain to my children. I'm sure most of you have had similar experiences to mine. Between the young and old, there are always some challenges, but at the same time, the possibility for incredible joy and happiness. Babies and children give great joy and hopes to us. They are our future and treasure of the lineage of the human race. They are sent to us from the future. We are privileged to live together. Thank you very much. Do you remember 5 suggestions? 1 is a focus on the big picture, remember the higher purpose. So big picture, higher purpose. The second one is God gives each of us a unique mission with the special characteristics and special talents. So each person is special. The third one is surrender to the divine. Go with the flow of the universe. Number 4 is becoming a good team member. And finally, the youth are our future. So thank you. And after this, I'd like to show you a special video of Scott Park. He cannot come here, so we have a video. Everything is a video nowadays. Scott Park is a Sacramento farmer who grows special rice for us, natural agricultural rice. And he shared his thoughts. And at the beginning, he was kind of very apprehensive. He couldn't believe. And then he is now converted to, sure, we can do it. So please watch. It is 6 minutes originally, but we cut short 3 minutes. And you can visit Shume America's website, Natural Agriculture website, and to see more of these videos of the different farmers and cooks and the people who help to share with more people. Anyway, Scott Park.
So yeah, 4 years ago I was approached by Masaharu Noda and Alan Imai, and They were asking that I would try to grow some rice for them. For at that time, they said the name Shumei Natural Agriculture, which I had never heard of. When we started on this, I expected it to probably not work. You know, growing crops without fertilizer, no one does. And so it was a new venture, and now I feel I feel confident that we can do it well, and that actually the markets can grow, and that we can do more crops in time. Yeah, so it's a move from doubt to somewhat certainty that we can pull this off. By not using the fertilizers, we are having a more pure product, and also, you know, our crew, we're a happy, positive group. Both my son and I on the farming, and we see the fields every day. But we also make a point, because we are farming so many acres, that our crews around the crops is much or more than we are. And I think it helps that everyone feels good about what they're doing, that there's a positive atmosphere, and the positive atmosphere gets passed on to the plants and the growth of the plants. And so I think it's a combination of what Shumei puts its values in. It puts its values in saving the seed, which we're doing. It puts its value in the spiritual connection of the farmers, and that's certainly true on our part, you know, and the purity of the soil that can occur, that you don't need to inundate it with a bunch of external inputs. Cover crops, and from our end, a crop rotation is advantageous to producing the best quality that we can. We've been growing Akita for 4 years, Akita Komachi, and we've been growing jasmine. This is the second year. I think I'm standing close to the split. Akita is to this side and jasmine's to this side. They grew side by side last year also. The seed has been saved from years past, and so far we're very happy with saving the seed. We're quite happy with the Shumei method, but we really feel that the health of the soil is carrying the crop, and we've spent many years growing cover crops and putting all the crop residue in the ground, and this is supplying the energy along with the air, water, and sun to produce good, healthy, high-quality crops. When you're told all these things, that you can't grow a crop without chemicals, that we can't feed the world without a bunch of GMO being used to modify crops to supply enough food, that's not true. That food can improve overall all the world, and Shumei Natural Agriculture can be a front runner on proving this concept true, and that we don't need to modify, synthesize everything in food in order to supply the needs of the world. I think it's a pure concept, and it's doable.
Packaged. It's coming soon. In a matter of a week or 2 weeks. Very soon. I need your help. If you haven't tasted rice, please taste it. Once you ate it, you cannot eat other rices anymore. And then we'd like to spread the good news, and more consumers, and Scott is ready to convert entire acres, all natural agriculture, right? But he cannot do it without consumers. So we need consumers who are conscientious of what we are eating and fight for COVID-19. Okay, thank you very much.